12.7. Quadratic functions. Quadratic functions. All right, here we go. The formula is f of x equals ax squared plus c. Right here?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just f. Don't worry. Don't spend too much time in that. Now, if you remember this right here, f of x, we had g of x is what? That's right. Okay, so that's what that denotes, that we're talking about a function right there. Okay, let's see. One major rule. One major rule. That's my big star from one major rule. A cannot equal 0. A cannot equal 0. So make sure A does not equal 0. You need to have it in standard form. If you look at standard form, and once I start showing you stuff, you're going to get what I'm talking about. These are just some rules you need to know first. You need to write this down. And y'all have seen this before. A cannot equal 0. B can equal 0. And C can equal 0. So A cannot equal 0, but B and C can be 0. Right. Or there may not be one. Like right here, B isn't even present, right? So therefore you can have a missing B or a C, but you have to have an A. So A cannot equal 0. Your graph. We're back to graphing, guys. That's why I said this is a good day for Keith to come back, because we're doing stuff that's very different than what we've been doing. But your graph is going to look like a parabola. And if you look on page 511, you will see what they look like.
Pitchfork.
Well, I mean,
rounded pitchfork.
They're either going to be like this, or they're going to be like this. That's right. We're about to talk about the vertex. Very good. Or lowest. Yeah. And we'll talk about that in just a minute.
So they have like a
So we're going to talk about graphing steps. And guys, this is almost like a refresher course, because you've already done this kind of stuff before. You're going to find at least 5 ordered pairs. Yes, that satisfy the function. Basically, you're going to make a table. I'll let y'all catch up. So the first step, and y'all have done this before, you make a table. Second step, you plot the ordered pairs on a Cartesian coordinate plane. Results from table. I'll let y'all catch up. Put your pencils down when you're done, so that tells me you're done. So step 2 is you're going to plot it. Now, are these linear functions? So if you graph a line, a straight line, do you think you've done something wrong?
Yes.
Because your graph has to look like a parabola. One of these. It's either going to be going up or it's going to be going down. Yes.
How will we make them straight if we can't make them? Or I mean, like no, like you like them, you know, like we don't need rulers for the
You
thing.
aren't going to really need rulers. Just do the best you can. You do not need rulers.
Yay.
Be as neat as possible.
Right.
I'm going to wait for everyone to catch up.
So those who can draw a circle are in good shape.
Right. All right, step 3. You're going to connect the ordered pairs with a smooth curve. And guys, again, these are quadratic functions. If your graph does not look like a parabola, or if it started off as one and then all of a sudden it goes off in a weird direction, you have done something wrong. That's going to be your clue that you've done something wrong. What?
Remind me again when we had to connect the line and when we don't. I remember something.
That in this, you're always going to connect it. This, you're always going to connect it.
Will it have like greater than or less than? Like I can't remember when that was. Yeah. Where we had to do like the dotted lines or anything.
Oh no, we're not doing inequalities.
Cool.
I'm telling you, when I say today is a good day for Keith to come back, today is a good day for Keith to come back. Because he's got to learn new stuff on top of getting his other stuff done, and this is a good day for that. When you're done, put your pencil down so I know you're done. All right. Here's what New was talking about. The turning point of the curve or the parabola. Isn't it PA? Yeah, PA. Parabola. Not parabola. Okay, turning point of the curve or See?
Yeah.
Parabola is called vertex.
Why is it called parabola? Because it's look like
I don't know.
a mouth. Bola is a mouth, right?
Oh,
Boca.
it
Never mind.
Okay, so right here, right here at the tip is going to be your vertex.
It's also like in geometry too.
And the same as right here.
And like in geometry, it's like whenever we did geometry part, it's like the really neat.
Okay. If you have a minimum, if they refer to it as minimum, the vertex is low. That would be this. If you have maximum, the vertex is high. Makes sense. If it's a minimum, then it's low. If it's maximum, it's high. Hold on. Hold on. All right. Everyone have that? All right. Line of symmetry. Line of symmetry. The vertex is located at the line of symmetry. And the parabola can be divided into two equal parts. I don't know why I had to shove it all on that side, but I did. So basically, if you get one side of the parabola, could you almost guess the other side of the parabola?
Yeah.
Absolutely, because they're mirrored images. The vertex cuts it right down the center. So if you've already gotten part of it and you've worked all the way to the vertex, then you know exactly which ordered pairs to plot on the other one. Don't just try to sketch it in and think I'll let it go. You better have those lines crossing exactly where the mirrored image would be. So my point is, some of you might be able to do half the work and figure out the other half, right? Some of you may not. I would suggest you start off working the entire thing before you start going that direction. But it's a good way to check yourself. This really isn't that bad because you'll know if you're doing it wrong. Because they're complete, like they're mirrored images. Like, let me show you. Like, if mine were drawn better, if you cut this just right down the middle, they're going to be mirrored images. Right at, well, that's not the vertex, but right at the vertex. Okay? The vertex is located right there at the line of symmetry. That's important to know. Okay, I want you to look on page 512 for the graphs and charts. We're going to write them too, but I want you to look at them. So open up your book, page 512. We're going to talk about this. You need to write it in your spiral, and you also need to know where it's at in your book so that you can flip back to it for that information. All right. 512. Okay, right there on page 512, near the bottom, you'll see that it's like a chart right there on page 512.
Sure.
And look, I even have a little line, star with it. This is what I'm talking about right here. The effect on the graph of y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay? Now, that's a lot of information right there. I'm going to condense it, but you see what it looks like. For example, you need to write this too. If a, the number a, no, that doesn't sound right, the number a. The constant that goes in the place of a, okay, the number that goes in a. If it's greater than 0, then you're going to have a minimum graph.
Smiley face.
You're going to have a minimum graph. Okay? If a is greater than 0, your parabola is going to look like this with the vertex on the bottom. You need to know that. That's why I'm telling you where to find it in your book, and we're writing it too. Now, are you going to remember this a month from now? No way. No way. But you do have to understand and recognize it, okay? I'm going to tell you the most important thing is how to graph these suckers and how to understand them, okay? This, they want you to know. But can you get past Algebra 1 without really remembering this very well? Yes, you'll be fine. Algebra 2, you're going to see this again. Probably in calculus, pre-cal, you're going to see this again, okay? So I don't know why they left this chapter to the end. So many people don't get to it. If a is less than 0, your parabola is going to be going down like that. But it's a maximum, sad face, because your vertex is at the top. That's where people get confused. They think maximum because it's going up, when really they're referring to the vertex. Each time. The vertex is minimum at this point. The vertex is maximum. It's right here. Before I move on, does everyone see that? Again, I'm going to do a little arrow. They're referring to this right here. The vertex. The point at which, the highest point or the lowest point. Y'all get that? Yep, where they start. That's right. Okay, now, if, what is that called? The absolute value of A is greater than 1, not 0, but greater than 1, it's going to be a skinny. Now, it could be skinny, going the other direction, but it's going to be skinny. It's going to be steeper, or you can say it's skinny. If the A, the absolute value of A, is less than 1, you're going to have a wider parabola, or fatter. Wider or fatter parabola. Okay. Any questions about that? Now, really, there's a chart in your book that, and I'll tell you what's important about this. There's a chart in your book, some problems that we're going to be doing that they're going to ask about this. But in reality, it's to keep you in check. It's to make sure that when you graph your parabola, that it's correct. if you graphed a big old fat parabola, but the absolute value is greater than 1 and it's supposed to be skinny, then you know you've done something wrong. However, if you do these 3 things correctly, do you even really have to worry about these 4 things? Do you? No, you do not. Yes, sir.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, if the absolute value of A is less than 1, wouldn't that mean it can only be 0?
We're going to do an example and I'll show you. It's so, but my point is though, don't think too much into this chap.
Okay.
Because in reality, if you follow these steps and you graph it correctly, will you even have to look at any of this stuff?
Is it the A?
No, you won't. You absolutely will not.
Is it the A after it's been solved or before it's been solved?
We're going to do some examples. Don't think too much into this. I'm going to show you what we're talking about in just a minute, okay? My point, and Algebra 2, they dabble a little bit more into this, okay? These are more like rules to keep you in check. But if my students graph it correctly, you don't need to worry about it, okay? You may have a teacher that says, okay, is this a minimum or maximum? Okay, well, it's, a minimum. Why is that? Well, blah, blah, blah. Okay, but did you graph it correctly? Yes. At the end of the day, if you graphed it correctly, that's all you need to do. And someone probably listening to my video is going to shoot me for saying that. Some crazed math teacher. Why are you telling them that? That is very important information. Yeah, well, graph it correctly the first time. You don't need to worry about it. All right, page 5. What's wrong? Hey, I'm still getting weird comments on there. So yes, there's some weirdos.
You used to just get more subscribers and then you can start getting paid.
Yeah.
More views. And you can get paid more.
How? Why? Why would anyone pay me for this stuff?
No, they actually do. If you have,
on YouTube, you have a certain amount of subscribers.
Yeah, and views and like hours viewed or something like that.
Who pays me?
YouTube actually pays you.
YouTube will pay me money for posting math videos.
Yeah, you have it popular.
It just depends on how many people watch your videos.
So I need to spice up my videos and get more subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's a bunch of.
I thought we had this common thing fixed.
Don't.
Yeah, you just hide the comments.
But you used to have
No.
20
No,
subscribers.
I do not
and now
have
you
it
40.
fixed. I told y'all to help me fix
You
it.
used-
Y'all didn't help me.
You used to have 20 subscribers, now you have 40 subscribers.
I have 40 subscribers. I don't even have that many students.
Yeah.
There's I saw someone started following me and it's some guy. And he's not even a student or a parent. It's one thing if it's a parent.
Just a single guy.
Yes, and I can't, I don't know how to kick him out. Or like have him
Block
unfollow.
them.
I think y'all gonna have to show me during some free time how to get rid of these weirdos.
He's like, can you just like follow me, please?
Well, I'm hoping he hears me if he's watching this video. Dude, get out of my thing. Okay.
Weird.
Yes, that's weird. That's crazy. Okay. I don't know, maybe they want to learn math, but
That's definitely not what that is.
okay, so what is it? I thought it was like one of those robot people things that come on there. and
Maybe he's
comment.
just a stalker.
I think this is a real person.
A stalker.
Yeah.
It has
A
nothing
hacker.
to do with math.
A hacker.
I don't know, I hope not. That would be terrible. Okay, if y'all ever see some weird videos, I didn't post them. Okay, so everyone's open to page 513, right?
Yes.
Okay, so number 1, all it says, now, Franz, why don't you read the directions?
How do you know he's not a parent?
Okay.
I know y'all's parents.
Oh,
It's
I do.
You do not know my parents.
I just think
I know it's not your parent.
How would you know
Is your parent a Caucasian 25-year-old man? I'm just asking, because his profile picture's on there. Is your dad a 25-year-old Caucasian Dude.
When he's 40, he's light skinned.
No, this is
Oh
not
my
like
goodness.
this. No, this is full blown Caucasian.
Like this, Keith. He's not like this.
I don't think that's your dad, and he's incredibly young.
You saying his dad's old?
No, I'm saying he was 10 probably when he had Keith. Okay,
That's valid.
this is not
That's
your
about
dad.
right. I mean,
Okay, I'm moving on. None of these people are y'all's parents. I know. Okay, Franz, read that again because I don't remember what you said.
I didn't even say anything.
No, see? Exactly.
So exercise is A. For each function, find f of 0, f of 2, f of -1, and f of 4.
Okay, do y'all remember that? So, number 1, that's right, you just stick it in. So, number 1, it's f of x equals x squared. So, all you're doing, and in the directions, it says to use 0, 2, -1, and 4. Do y'all see where we're getting these numbers? Those are in the directions, and you're going to sub x for those. So let's get started. 0 squared. What is 0 squared, Miranda? 0. Very good. Franz, what is 2 squared?
4.
Very good. Valeria, what is -1 squared? We should be putting parentheses around these. No, no, don't read too much into it.
It's just a thing.
-1 times -1.
1.
Very good, Valeria. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No, she's yelling stuff out. And then this one, 4 squared, which is what, Sophia? Very good. So your answer is 0, 4, 1, and 16.
That's it?
Well, you don't have to graph them?
You don't have to grab. Well, it says for each function, find f of 0, f of 2, f of -1, f of 4. No, no. Any questions about that?
So 1 through 8 is all.
Now that one is easy. But does everyone have this?
Yes.
Sophia, do you have it?
Why you couldn't have 0?
Val, do you have it? No, that's not A, is it? No, we're finding it. Oops, no.
Finding?
Ah.
Okay. No.
Okay. I'm getting to that. I got lots of examples. But let's look at 7.
Okay.
Now this one's a little different. Again, we're looking, they told us to find 0, 2, -1, and 4. These again were in the directions. And you are subbing for x. Okay, so 7, the equation is f of x equals 3x squared minus 7. Okay, now, my suggestion is what? What should we make, everybody? A table. Very good, New. And I'm going to go ahead and put 3x squared minus 7 up here. This is my x, and this is my, technically my y, which is really f of x. Do I remember this? So over here, I'm going to put 0, 2, -1, and 4. And I'm just going to substitute. Guys, use your parentheses. Fran's doing a good job. Franz, why don't you solve this one for me?
-7.
What? No, I didn't ask for the answer. Solve it. What is 0 squared?
0,
Okay, times 3
0,
minus 7.
-7.
Very good, Franz. All right, Keith. You do this one.
2 squared is 4, 2 is 12, 7 is 5.
Very good. Do you understand, Miranda? Huh? Okay. Morgan.
1.
No. Oh, I thought you meant the end. Okay. Negative 1 squared is
1.
times 3
3.
minus 7.
Negative 4.
Very good. All right. And chat,
4 squared is 16. And then 3 times 16 is 48. Minus 7 is 41.
so then your answer is negative 7, 5, negative 4, 41. No, you don't need to do that.
At least not grabbing these.
Because what are we doing here? These are what?
Ordered pairs. So it's a set.
Well, this is. But all they asked you for, I'm following the directions. All they asked you for was to find these.
That'd be really
That
hard to graph.
would be,
Yeah.
yeah.
That'd be hard to graph.
If you did graph this, you would see it being a what?
Parabola.
Parabola. Okay.
Parabola.
Does everyone see what we're doing here?
Everyone online, don't listen to Miss Rogers. It's a parabola.
Whatever. Okay, so my question to you is, here's A, correct? It's 3, correct?
Yes.
Is that greater than 0 or less than 0?
Greater than
So then, what kind of graph would it be?
a smiley face. Minimum.
Right? It's going to be minimum. So if we were to graph this, it's going to look like this because A, is greater than 0. 3. Do you see that, Valeria? 3 is your A. It is greater, your A is greater than 0, therefore it's going to be a minimum. It's going to look like this. Oh no, what chap?
Okay, so okay, the absolute value wouldn't it also be like steep too? Because it's like the absolute value of it is greater than 1, and
So then it would be steep. So
that's
yeah,
what-
mine was a little fat, but yes. What?
Would it be always minimum or always maximum?
I think it doesn't matter. I think it could be either way. I don't know. Let's move on. Look at 9. Okay, now this is that chart I was telling y'all about. We're going to fill out part of the chart. Okay, so number 9, you have f of x equals 4x squared. Now, question. Let's see. Direction of opening. We're going to look at that first. This is your A. Let's see. New is greater than 0, so is it going to be opening up or down?
It opens up.
If A is greater than 0,
Opens mouth.
that's right. So it's going to be opening up. Now, the vertex. Now this I haven't shown y'all yet. Where it says at, where is it at? X is always going to be 0. I'm going to put a star right here. C is your vertex point. C is your vertex point. Does 4x squared have a C, Keith? No C. Remember at the beginning, here's our formula. Do y'all see that? Valeria, do you see that? So in this case, does 4x squared have a C? Keith said no. So therefore, what number do I put here, Keith?
0.
That's right. It's going to be at, the vertex will be on 0, 0. Now, the next thing is minimum or maximum. New. Minimum. That's right. And the last thing is that steeper thing. I'm going to say shape. Okay? So, that's that whole, absolute value of A. So, Morgan, what's the absolute value of 4?
4.
Is it greater than or less than 1?
Greater than?
So then, is it steep or fat?
It's fat. It ate too many cupcakes.
Are you sure?
No, it's skinny. It hasn't eaten any.
It's skinny. So we can say skinny.
So this will be this section?
Yep.
It's greater, it's skinny. It's less than it's fat.
That's right. That's why I said you may want to refer back to it.
I'm not sure.
It is the
Yeah,
opposite.
it's the opposite.
That's why you need to refer back when doing the chart. Now, you're going to see when we do the problems like 13 and so on, you're not going to have to refer back to this, really. All right, let's look at 11. F of x equals negative x squared plus 4. What is A, everyone? Negative 1. A equals negative 1. What is C?
4.
All right. You don't need that. Again, look at this. See? Now, direction of the opening. We're looking at A. Sophia, which direction? If A is negative 1, is it greater than 0 or less than 0? So then which direction does it open? There you go. So it's down. What point does a vertex start at, Franz? It's always
0, 0.
Well, vertex point is determined by C. Here we didn't have a C, so it was 0.
So 0, 4.
There you go. C is 4, so it's 4. That's where the vertex is. Y'all see that? Y'all all see that? Miranda, do you see that? That's why you need to take good notes and remember this, because you gotta refer back. All right, now, Sophia, you said it's down. Is that minimum or maximum? Yeah. Max. And the absolute value of negative 1 is what? Now look, for the shape, we're looking at,
It's equal to 1.
oh, it's equal to 1, right?
That means it's perfect.
It's the same as what's in your, that, at the top of your chart. It's not going to be fatter than the one on the little diagram. It's not going to be skinnier. It's just perfect, as someone said.
You just put same.
Yep. It's perfect. Any questions?
Are we graphing these today?
Not that, but let's move down to 13. Morgan, what does it say?
Graph each quadratic function.
Thank you for saying so.
What?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So 13. It's f of x equals x squared. Did they give us x this time?
No.
No. So how many x's do I need to find? Bingo. You need to find 5 random ones. I'm going to go with my normal. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. Now, that's if they fit. If you have anything here that's like a third or something, you're going to want to do multiples of 3 to make it easy on you. All right, so what is -2 squared? Everyone? 4. So my ordered pair so far is -2 and 4. What is -1 squared?
No, 1.
So then I have -1 and 1. What is 0 squared?
0.
What do y'all think the vertex is going to be?
0. At the middle.
Well, is there a C here?
No.
So then your vertex is going to be 0, 0. Because there's no C. All right. What is 1 squared?
1.
And then 2 squared.
Or
And then, yes, with graph paper, your lines need to be nice and straight. And you start graphing them. Don't forget which goes first, x and y. This is my x, this is my y. 1, 2, and then up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. -1 and 1. 0, 0. 1 and 1. And then 2 and 4. And then you, as best as you can, connect your dots. And that's your answer. And here, by the way, is your vertex. It's 0 and 0. So see, all that stuff up there in the chart, you don't even really need to know. You just need to be able to graph it. Any questions? No questions? Y'all think you can handle this?
Yes.
You think you can handle this? Because y'all have done it before.
set us free.
I'm going to set y'all for, yes ma'am?
So we don't have to do that, like, for the chart up there?
Nope. For this?
No, like, how do you know it's up or down?
Okay.
That's the only part I'm confused on.
If the A is greater than 0,
Oh,
it's going up.
yeah, okay.
Does that help? That's why that's the only part that you have to look back at. When you start graphing, you don't need to do that. So you're going to be doing page 514, because you know how to do the first part. I'm going to have you do 1, 2.
Wait, there's gotta be more in there.
And
I'm going to do numbers 10 through 28 even. That's 10 problems.
the
Because I was in the car.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 problems.